AI Seeking the Truth. I've got another one for you today. I hope you enjoy it. And I want to thank everybody for your support in bringing Hunter home. The link to the descriptions. The link is in the description if you would like to support bringing Hunter home. Let's get into this one. I'm a female and I live in England. It was about 13 years ago this happened. My mom and I had a huge fight, as we usually did when I was young. And she kicked me out of the house, having no phone to contact friends, and it being past 11 at night, I did what I had to do, and I went to the woods to find cover from the brain, right next to my secondary school. I found a nice dry patch of thick grass under a big tree, and tried to grab some sleep before I ventured to my friend's house in the morning. I'd been smart enough to bring a throw blanket with me, which helped protect me from the cold, the November chill. I can sleep almost anywhere. Anytime, it's a talent of mine. I awoke rudely and suddenly. The woods around me were dark, and it was freezing cold. A light rain in the air. I checked my watch. It was around 2:30 a.m., and I settled back down to try to get some sleep when I heard a shriek. Not a human shriek, but an animalistic shriek that terrified me and shook me to my core. Jumping up from my makeshift bed, I gathered my backpack and stuffed my blanket in there. Keeping my eyes peeled, I was quite deep in the woods, and it was hard to see. Squinting my eyes, I almost jumped as I heard the shriek again. It was closer now, uncomfortably close. I slinged my backpack over my shoulder and quickly moved. I kept looking around, but it was almost useless. I could see the shadows of the branches dancing upon the forest floor as the moonlight just breached the canopy above. I moved as quickly as I could, trying to avoid any sticks in the undergrowth. I heard the shriek again from somewhere close behind me. I whipped around. I scanned the area quickly, looking for the source of the horrific sound and a place to find cover. There was a few bushes to the left of me, which I quickly hid behind. I could hear fast approaching footsteps, but whatever was behind me was not on 2 feet. It sounded like it was on all fours. My eyes had begun to adjust properly to the darkness, so I took a glance and I looked. Peeking out of the top of the bush, my eyes widened with horror as they clapped on a grotesque creature. It was a humanoid in shape, from what I could see, and possibly skinny, with long arms and legs. Its skin was gray, with dark patches of thin hair dotted around its body, and I could see the profile of its face. Its eyes were large and black, its nose was like a dog's, tilted upward and sniffing the air. Its mouth opened, and I could just about make out rows of pointed needle-like teeth. I suppressed a scream, frozen in fear. It was still sniffing the air, moving its head slightly from left to right. It was looking for me. I adjusted my footing, and it trod straight into a stick. Yes, it snapped loudly. The sound of the echoing through the air. The creature's head snapped to my hiding place, and that's when our eyes met. Another shriek, and I jumped up, and I ran in the opposite direction. I ran and ran. I could hear whatever that was. That thing was hammering on the undergrowth behind me. I let out a scream to anyone that could hear me, praying silently as I stumbled and cried and thrashed through the bush. "Help me," I screamed. I yelled, but the sound came out strangely. Hot tears streamed down my face as I could hear the creature gaining on me, as if it was going to be the end of me. Then I wasn't going to give up without a chase. Suddenly I heard a voice I never thought I'd hear again. My mother's. Shouting my name. "Mom, I'm here," I yelled. I shouted, my voice clear. "Now, help me." I could now see the exit of the woods, and I nearly fainted in relief. I could see the flashlights and hear the voices of the men and women calling my name. As I neared the exit, I chanced to look behind me. I couldn't see or hear the creature anymore, but I didn't slow my pace. In fact, I sped up, knowing safety was in sight. Pushing with all my might, I could feel my legs and chest beginning to burn with exertion. As I cleared the last few trees, I heard the shriek again, further away now. I thanked God, or whatever merciful force had assisted me that night. I saw my mom at the mouth of the woods, and I hurtled straight into her arms, screaming and crying. I didn't even look at the police around me. I just clutched my mother as close as I could, while I was sobbing. I awoke later that morning in the hospital. A policeman questioned me, asking me how my clothes were so torn up and why my face and hands were covered in deep scratches. I guessed I had done it while I was tearing through the branches. I told him the entire story, my eyes filling with tears as I recounted the encounter with the beast. He looked bemused, asked if I'd had a bad dream. He didn't believe me, nor did my mum. She had gone around all my friends' houses asking if I was there, and when she couldn't find me, she had called the police, and they searched the woods first, regardless of whether they believed me or not. If they had went somewhere else before the woods, I doubt I'd be here now. I'm now 23, and I'm still haunted by the nightmares of this creature. I'm not sure what it was that chased me that night. Nothing I've researched matches the description. Despite endless searching, I obsessed over this creature for months, to the point I could think of little else. I try to put it behind me now, but sometimes I can hear that shriek in my dreams. I'm now always having hard trouble with this thing. I sometimes think that it's behind me when I'm outside, or I hear the shriek or feel it watching me. I doubt that I will ever get over this. Thank you for listening to my story, Mike. I'm not sure what she encountered, guys, but I'm sure she'll be watching this video, and we'll be looking for your all's comments. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to this channel, and we will see you on the next one.